in corporate America and in politics, the black people look up and they see that black person over them, and they are blinded by the black, in that they think because there's a black person over them that everything is okay. And there are things that they will take from that black person that they wouldn't normally take if that black person were a white person. So it's really a sly kind of thing that some white people in power do, because they know if they do it themselves, they'll be charged with racism. There'll be constant complaints against them about discrimination, things of that nature. But if they're slick about it and they put a black person up to do the dirty work, see, the black people are blinded by the black.
Don't be blinded by black just because you are sharing someone with the skin color. Does not mean that you share the same struggle. That is the video we are going to do today, because there is this black lady who has sent tough warning to black people. And it's something that we know, because white people have been using black people in many ways to distract the unity and the peace of other black people. Black people were used during colonization. Black people were used during slavery. Black people are used to do the dirty work of white people, and black people are in the midst. You see right now, Langley, who is the general of USA, is being used to try to eliminate Ibrahim Traore. So today we are going to talk about this hard truth, how black faces are sometimes used by the system of power to continue oppression, discrimination, and the silencing of our own community. Now, before we go or we react on that, let's watch this video. After watching this clip, we will come back here and try to react on it about what's popping.
I know we've all heard the expression, don't be blinded by the light, that it's possible for someone to be blinded by the light. But have you ever considered that you can also be blinded by the black? I think a phenomenon is going on in our society today, and that is we're being blinded by the black. Really, to tell the truth, all throughout history, since Africans were captured and put on slave ships and brought over to America, we've had some instances after the slaves were freed, and I say freed in quotation marks, where we've been blinded by the black. You see, it stems from slavery. When blacks were enslaved by whites here in America, oftentimes there would be a slave that worked very closely with the master, and the master began to trust that slave and give that slave authority and responsibility over the other slaves, because he knew that this particular slave would see to it that things were run according to the master's will. He knew that. And so he put this guy, and oftentimes he was called Uncle Tom, he put this Uncle Tom black man over the other slaves, and that black man would make sure that those slaves did their work and that they did it right and that everything was run as if the master was on hand. He'd see to that. And even after the slaves were freed, you can see, if you look and pay attention, in corporate America, in politics, you can see the same thing happening, actually, that was going on in the days of slavery. Black people being blinded by the black. And what I mean by that is that when the white man doesn't want to do his own dirty work, what he often does historically is get a black person that he can trust, that he knows is going to run the operation the way he would run it if he was over it, and he tells that black person what to do, what he wants done, and how he wants it done, and he'll give that black person special privileges. It could be a high-paying job, it could be some money, power, whatever it is, some kind of kudo. And he'll set that black person over the other black people to carry out his will. And oftentimes in corporate America and in politics, the black people look up and they see that black person over them, and they are blinded by the black, in that they think because there's a black person over them that everything is okay. And there are things that they will take from that black person that they wouldn't normally take if that black person were a white person. So it's really a sly kind of thing that some white people in power do, because they know if they do it themselves, they'll be charged with racism. There'll be constant complaints against them about discrimination, things of that nature. But if they're slick about it and they put a black person up to do the dirty work, see, the black people are blinded by the black. They'll look up there, they'll see that black face, they'll see that black man, they say, hey, he looks just like me. Hey, that black woman looks just like me. They're in corporate America, they're in politics, in this position over me, and they won't complain. They won't say racism is being used because there's a black person above them. But see, a white person can use racism against you through another black person. You have to realize that. Don't be blinded by the black. You know, a white person can discriminate against you as a black person through another black person. All they have to do is just tell that black person what they want done, offer them special privileges like they did back in the days of slavery, and put that black person up to do their dirty work. And you have some black people, unfortunately, throughout history that have been very dependable to be counted on by the black man to be used against their own people for their own selfish benefit. If they're offered money, if they're offered a high-paying job, if they're offered a high political position, what have you, they'll do the dirty work for the white man. They'll hurt their own people for their own kudo. And it's unfortunate, but it's a historical fact. In fact, that's how the black Africans got put in slavery in the first place. You had black kings and queens who sold slaves to the white man, and also you had black tribes that couldn't get along with other black tribes, and they helped the white man capture the black tribes that they couldn't get along with. And then later on, the white man made deals with the other black tribes to capture them. So that same white man that they helped capture their black brother is the same white man that made a deal with another black tribe to capture them. So both parties found themselves enslaved. But the point is being blinded by the black. Just like you could be blinded by the light, you could also be blinded by the black. And a lot of black people are blinded by the black, not realizing that a white person can be pretty sneaky if they want to use racism or discrimination or do some kind of dirty work against the black race. They can put a black person over a group of black people to do their dirty work, to do their bidding, so that they won't be charged with or accused of discrimination. They just put the black person above the black people and let him do the dirty work. And the black people are blinded by the black because they look up there and they see the black woman, they see the black man over them in corporate America, in politics, or what have you. And they don't complain. They just take whatever that black person does, and that black person is doing the same thing to them that that white man would do if he was over them. He just does it in a sneaky way. He does it through the blackface. So I think we need to stop judging on race, black or white or brown or red or yellow. We need to start looking at a person's character and judge by character, not by race. Don't be blinded by the light, but then at the same time, be careful not to be blinded by the black.
Welcome back. You get the job, the title, the suit, but at what cost? In corporate America, the face of diversity is often black, but too often that blackface is used to upload the same racist systems that exclude, exploit, and silence other black people. Just because you have been given the power, just because you have been given the job, high pay, that's just because you are wearing the suit as a black person, you are used to discriminate, to exploit other black people. We have seen it. We have seen it. And each one of us who are watching this video, we have examples that where we have seen black people being used to silence other black people. You know, that one black manager who disciplined black employees harshly than others, who parrots white talking points to maintain their position, who pretends not to see racism in the office because calling it out will make them one of those black people. So these black managers, they play by the game. There's a video I did where I said Africans, when they go to the United States of America, they play by the game. They play low, they put their head down, they don't fight for justice, they align themselves with the white people so that they get what they want. And this isn't about personal attack. It's a systematic cooperation handpick. Black individuals who will fit in. Not challenge, not resist, just survive. And sometimes surviving means siding with the very machine that's grinding down your people, siding with the white supremacy, siding with the system. Some of Africans, when they go to America, they side with the people who oppress their people. They side with the white people. They side with the system. So you became the safe black, as they call, the gatekeeper, the symbol of progress in a space that hasn't actually changed. So when we talk about warning to us black people, when I started, I said that not because my skin looks like you that I'm sharing the same struggle with you. We see in Africans and black Americans, we share the same skin, but Africans will say that first we are immigrants, we are Kenyans, and then we are black. We don't share the same struggle. No. We need to end this conversation, or we need to start this conversation. We need to end this narrative and start a conversation to make sure that all black people are going on the same direction. Not some black people are going this direction, others on this direction. Now, during colonization, some Africans were sold, but were sold by who? By other black people, were sold by the black village elders, by the black chiefs in the exchange of power and etc. etc. So now let's talk about religion. Let's talk about black church, a place of healing, resistance, and survival for centuries. But even within the church, not every preacher or a pastor is leading people to freedom. Some are leading them right back into bondage. They are black religious leaders who preach submission to systems that hate us, who tell us to pray about it instead of protest, who shame young people for being angry while ignoring the real violence done to them outside those stained glass walls. So in some cases, these leaders are paid, influenced, or supported by political corporate interest, and they become moral police, silencing black voices that challenge white supremacy under the guise of keeping the peace. Now, don't be fooled by the robe. Don't be fooled by the robe. Some black leaders are more concerned with building mega churches than liberating their people. Some preachers or some religious leaders are more of just having this huge congregation, building the church, big churches, having big cars, but they no longer interested in liberating the African people. And that's why religion comes in. Religion sometimes brings us back to the bondage of colonization, brings us back to the bondage of racism, brings us back to the bondage of segregation in the name of we are keeping it peace. And that's why a lot of people always say that religion was created to make the black people continue to bow down to the white supremacy. I don't know how true that is. But when you sit down and think about it, you will see some truth in it. Now, politics too is used on that way. We celebrate when Blackface is elected. We celebrated when Obama was elected. We were celebrating about Kamala Harris being the first black woman to be the president of America. But too often that face comes with a white agenda. There are black politicians who vote for policies that hurt black communities, who say the right things during election seasons, then disappear once they are in power or in the office. Because who goes up to policies unions, corporate donors, and anti-black institutions then come home to give us speeches about opportunity and pulling ourselves up? Some are even weaponized against grassroots black movement, used to derail and destabilize efforts for real change. Some are used on that. So when we see these black politicians, they are put in front of cameras to show America, look, we are diverse, we value diversity. But diversity without justice is just a decoration. When we talk about diversity, we need to have justice. When we have black leaders on the face leading like Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, all these black leaders, Langley, General, but do they serve justice to the people? Or is it just about the diversity of us having black people here? They are using these black faces to continue their colonization and their dirty games. So don't be blinded by black. Don't be blinded by black. That's what this lady has said, and I'm saying that again. I have seen what our black African leaders are doing to us. We are voting them, thinking they are ours, but they are siding with the white to continue eating up Africa, to continue making Africa poor. And they are our own. They are our own, in our own land. So now let us be clear. This is not about tearing down our own people. No. This is about accountability. It's about the truth. Not even black person is for black liberation. Not every black person is for black liberation. Not every black person is committed to uplift the community. And, we must stop assuming that shared skin means sharing values or means anything closer. We need to start looking behavior, policy, actions. Ask yourself, who are they serving? Ask yourself, this black person, who is he serving? Who is she serving? Ask yourself, who benefits from their silence, their obedience, their success? We need to look for the behaviors of these black people we are believing, we are supporting, we are looking up to. We have come too far to be fooled by just the surface. We need to build solidarity based on truth, justice, and real liberation, not just appearance. So I may say, the next time you see a black face in the high place, don't automatically celebrate. And that's why we make wrong choices. Don't celebrate because you have seen black. And that's what Africans do. Because you have seen someone of your tribe up there in higher spaces, you celebrate. So watch what they do, see what they protect, and remember, don't be reminded by black. If this hit a nerve, sit with it. Share this, talk about it, challenge it, and that's how we grow. Tell me in the comment section what do you think. I am the Kenyan Beast. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and you can send me some super thanks, and you can join my membership. Until next episode, peace out.